Hello everyone, Monisha here. In this session, we are going to discuss about question 11 to question 20 of exercise 14.1. In probability chapter, there is only one exercise, exercise 14.1, which consists of 25 questions. In this, we are going to discuss about the 10 questions from question 11 to question 20. Let us start the session. Moving on to the 11th question. Gopi buys a fish from a shop for his aquarium. The shopkeeper takes out one fish at random from a tank containing 5 male fish and 8 female fishes. So what is the probability that the fish taken out is a male fish? So the probability we have to find out is, out of all these fishes, female and male fishes, which is a total of 13 fishes, the one fish which we have taken out, what is the probability that the fish is a male fish? So that is the question. Here number of male fish is 5. And number of female fish is 8. So the total number of fishes is 5 plus 8, 13. Here the probability of taking out a male fish, they are considered it as a male fish. So the answer is number of male fish divided by total number of fishes. Number of male fish is 5 and total number of fish is 13. So this is the answer for the probability. I hope you understood. It is a simpler problem. Moving on to the 12th question of this session. A game of chance consists of a spinning of an arrow which comes to rest in the point. A game of chance is nothing but it's like a casino. So there will be 8 numbers, 8 chance will be there, and the spinning of an arrow will move to at least one number at a time. Okay, so here the number of chances is only 8. So the total number of chances in the question is 8, equally likely outcomes. And what is the probability? The first question is, in the game of chance, the first probability of getting a number 8. Okay, so probability of arrow pointing at 8. So number of favorable events. Number of favorable events is how many 8 digits are there? Only one 8 is there. So the number of favorable events for 8 is only 1, and total number of chances is 8. So for the first question, the answer is 1 by 8. The second question is an odd number. So probability an arrow pointing at an odd number. So it is given by number of odd numbers in a wheel by total number of chances. So number of odd numbers is 1, 3, 5 and 7. There are 4 odd numbers. So we have to write 4 odd numbers divided by total number of chances is 8. So this is for the second question. The number of odd numbers in the wheel, out of 1 to 8, 4 odd numbers is there. Next, arrow pointing to the number greater than 2. So greater than 2, how many numbers are there? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 6 digits are there. So 6 numbers divided by total number of chances, that is 8. So for the third question, the probability is 6 by 8. And for the last question, probability of arrow pointing at number less than 9. Okay, less than 9. So all the numbers are less than 9. From 1 to 8, all the numbers are less than 9. So number of numbers which is less than 9 in the wheel is 8, and total number of chances is also 8. So this is the last probability. Therefore, it is all the element. It is already given that it is equally likely outcome. Equally likely outcome means this is it is a certain or sure event. It is a certain or sure event. I hope you understood this. Moving on to the 13th question. Here, a die is thrown once. You might have seen in a Ludo, there will be dice with the 6 numbers back to back in a cube. Okay, so die is thrown once. We have to find the probability of getting a prime number, a number lying between 2 and 6, and an odd number. So everyone have seen a dice. So number of faces in the dice is, there will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. 6 numbers will be there. So the total number of events in a dice is 6. Prime numbers on the dice. So prime numbers on the dice, out of this 6, which are the prime number? 2, 3 and 5. 2, 3 and 5 are the prime numbers. So 2, 3, 5, how many numbers are there? 3 numbers. So the prime numbers on the dice is 3 numbers. The probability of getting a prime number when we throw a dice is given by prime number on dice divided by total number of events. So prime number of dice is, number of prime numbers is 3 divided by total number of events is 6. So for the first question, the probability is 3 by 6. Next, moving on to the second question, that is a number lying between 2 and 6. Between 2 and 6, how many numbers are there? Okay, so the numbers lying between 2 and 6 is 3, 4 and 5. So 3, 4 and 5, again 3 numbers are there. So the probability of getting a number lying between 2 and 6 is given by number of numbers between 2 and 6 divided by total number of events. So the numbers between 2 and 6 is 3 numbers are there, and total number of events is 6. Again, for the second one also the probability is given by 3 by 6. So moving on to the last sub question, that is an odd number. When we throw a dice, what is the probability of getting an odd number? How many odd numbers are there? 1, 3 and 5. 1, 3 and 5 are the odd numbers. There are 3 numbers. So the probability of getting an odd number is given by number of odd numbers in a dice by total number of events. So how many odd numbers are there? 3, and total number of events is 6. So for all the 3 questions, the probability is 3 by 6. I hope you understood that. Moving on to the 14th question. Here, one card is drawn from a well-shuffled deck of 52 cards. Everyone may have played cards. In a packet of cards, there will be a total of 52 cards, in which there are 4 types of cards. One is diamond, heart, and this shape is called as spade, and another one is, this is called as club. Okay, so 4 types of cards will be there, and each one of it will be 13. Okay, so 13 4s are 52. So total number of cards in a deck is 52 cards. So here the first question is, find the probability of getting a king of red color. So here diamond and the heart will be red color, and a spade and club will be black color. So how many king will be there? So the king, 1 in diamond and 1 in heart. So the king of red color is 2. Probability of drawing king of red color is equal to number of events. Number of events is 2 king. So 2 by total number of events is 52. So this is for the first question, 2 by 52. Next question is a face card. Face card is nothing but king, queen and jack. In each and every card here, in diamond, in heart, spade and club, in each and every card there are 3 face cards. One is king, queen and jack. So 3 4s are 12. So number of face cards will be 12. So probability of drawing a face card, the number of events is 12 divided by total number of events is 52. So for the second question, it is 12 by 52. Third question is number of red face card. In the previous question they have asked only face cards, so we have included all the face cards here. But here they are asking red face cards. Red is diamond and heart. So in diamond there will be 3 face cards, and heart will be 3 face cards. So total there are 6 face cards. So the probability of drawing a red face card, number of events is 6 divided by total number of events is 52. So for the third question it is 6 by 52. So moving on to the fourth question, number of jack of hearts. So in each and every shape there is only 1 king, 1 queen and 1 jack. They have asked jack of hearts. So in heart only 1 jack is there, so 1. So the probability of drawing jack of hearts, number of event is 1 by 52. So 1 by 52. Next, number of spade. So this symbol signifies a spade, and each and every shape have 13 cards in separate. So here they have asked number of spades. Total number of spades is 13. So the probability of drawing the spade cards is 13 by total number of cards is 52. So the probability is 13 by 52. Okay. Next, moving on to the last question, number of queen of diamonds. As I told you, in each and every shape there is only 1 king, 1 queen and 1 jack and 1 ace. Okay. Whereas here the queen of diamond, in diamond only 1 queen is there. So 1. The number of event is 1 and the total number of event is 52. So 1 by 52. So this is one of the important question. So please concentrate on this. I hope you understood. Moving on to the 15th question of this session. Here again the cards question is there. 5 cards, only 5 cards they have been taken. A 10, jack, queen, king and ace. So 5 cards, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 cards are there. They are well shuffled. So we have to find out the probability of getting a queen card. Okay, in the second question, the queen card, in out of this 5, the queen card is taken and put aside. Okay, next we have to find out the probability for an ace and a queen. So here the total number of possible events, there is only 5 cards, so the total number of possible events is only 5. And the first question is, what is the probability the card is a queen? So the number of queen card, how many queen cards is there? Only 1. So the number of queen card is 1. The probability of getting a queen card is only 1 queen card is there, and total number of cards is 5. So it is 1 by 5. Okay, 1 by 5 is for the first probability. Next is, out of this 5 card, the queen card is drawn and put aside. So how many card is left? 4. So the total number of possible events for the second question is only 4. In that, the one more sub question is number of ace card. Okay, Ace card will be in a card, you can see a mark. So this is called as an Ace card. So Ace card, only one is there. Here only one is there. And the probability of getting an Ace card is 1 out of, here the probable events is 4. So 1 by 4 is for the first sub question. Second question is number of queen cards. Already in the second question they have taken out the queen card and kept it aside. So there is no point in having a queen card. So the number of queen card is 0. So here the number of events is 0 by the total number of events is 4. So this, since it is 0, it becomes a impossible event. Okay, it is a impossible event. I hope you understood this. 12 defective pens are accidentally mixed with 132 good ones. It is not possible to just look at the pen and tell whether it is defective or not. Okay, so one pen is taken out at random. We have to find out the probability that the pen which is taken out is a good one. So according to the question, number of good pens is 132 and number of defective pen is 12. So the total number of pen, the mixture of both good and a bad pen, defective pen is 144. That is all possible events is equal to 144. So here the question, the probability of taking the good one is equal to number of good pens divided by total number of pens. So the number of good pens is 132 divided by total number of pens is 144. So the probability of taking good pen is 132 divided by 144. I hope you understood this. Moving on to the 17th question of this session. Here a lot means it is a board. It's like a switchboard. A board or a lot of 20 bulbs containing 4 defective ones. Okay, so 20 bulbs are there. Out of the 20 bulbs, 4 are defective ones, and in that one bulb is drawn at a random from a lot. So what is the probability that the bulb is defective? This is the first question. What is the probability that the bulb is defective? So out of this, if one bulb is drawn. So next question is, suppose the bulb drawn is not defective. Okay, so one bulb has been drawn which is a good one, and after removing that, no other bulb has been replaced on that place. Okay, so the total number of bulbs we have to write. Now one bulb is drawn. After removing a good bulb and not being replaced another one bulb has been drawn at random after removing it. Okay, so here we have to find out what is the probability that the bulb is not defective, that is a good one. So first is total number of bulbs in a lot. The total number of bulbs is 20. Out of that, the defective one, the wrong one, or the defective one is 4. So the total number of good bulb is 20 minus 4 is 16. 16 is the good bulb, or we can say it as a non-defective bulb. Non-defective which doesn't have any problem, which doesn't flickers. Okay, 16 are the good one. So all possible events, or the total number of bulbs is 20. According to the first question, we have to find out if it is defective or not. So probability of getting a defective bulb. Here out of 20, how many are defective? 4 are defective. So defective bulb, number of defective bulb is 4 and total number of bulb is 20. So for the first question, so the probability is 4 by 20. Second question is, suppose a good bulb is drawn. Okay, a good bulb has been drawn and not replaced. So out of total 20 bulbs, one good one is removed. So 20 minus 1 is 19 total bulbs are left. So since it is good one, number of good bulbs is 16. So 16 minus 1 bulb has been removed. So it is 15. So 15 good one and total number of bulb will be 19. So in that 19 bulbs, 4 defective bulbs are removed. Then there are 19 minus 4, 15. 15 are the non-defective. So 19 total bulbs are 19. Out of that, the 4 wrong bulb, the defective bulb has been removed. So the total good bulbs are 15. Out of this 15 bulb, one has been out of this 19 bulb, one has been removed in 15 ways. So the total number of good bulb is here. After the total number of 19 bulbs, 4 has been removed. So the number of good bulb is 15 and divided by total number of bulbs is 19. So this is the second question. I hope you understood this. Moving on to the 18th question of this session. Here a box containing 90 discs CD. So which are number from 1 to 90. If one disc is drawn at random, so we have to find out the first question, a 2-digit number from 1 to 90. The disc has been numbered like this. The disc is numbered like 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. So in that a 2-digit number should come. So from 10 to 90 a 2-digit number should come. How many digits are there? And then how many discs will be there, and a perfect square number. Perfect square in the sense 1 square, 2 square, 3 square. And the third question is a number divisible by 5. So the total number of disk, as they have given the total number of disk is 90. So the total number of possible events will be 90. And disk containing 2-digit number is from 10 to 90. So from number 10 to number 90, there are 81 numbers. So probability of disk drawn containing a 2-digit number is equal to number of disks which having a 2-digit number. From 10 to 90, there are 81 numbers and total number of disk is 90. So this is the answer for the first question, that is number of disk which having a 2-digit number. 81 disk out of 90, 81 disks have 2-digit number and total number of events is 90. The second question is a perfect square. Perfect square is nothing but 1 square. 1 square is 1, 2 square, 4, 3 square, 9, up to that. Okay. So perfect square is 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64 and 81. So 9 square is last because 10 square is 100, but here we have only 90 at the least. So 9 square will be taken. So total of 9 disk is there which has a number of perfect square. So probability of a disk drawn containing perfect square is number of disks which containing perfect square is 9 and that the total number of disk is 90. So for the second question, the probability is 9 by 90. The third question is the number of disks which having a number which is divisible by 5. So all the multiples of 5 we have to write from 5 ones are tables up to 90 because the number of disk is up to 90. So the total number of disk which can be divisible by 5 is 18 disks. So probability of a disk which containing number which is divisible by 5 is equal to number of disk is 18 divided by total number of disk is 90. I hope you understood this. Moving on to the 19th question of this session. A child has a die whose 6 faces shown the letter. The die usually which have the numbers from 1 to 6. Here the die with the child has a letter from A, B, C, D, E and again A. So the die is thrown once. Here what is the probability of getting the letter A, and in second question the letter D. Okay. The child which is putting a die on a desk or something else which is having these many letters. So the number of possible events is 6. So 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6. This is a 6 is a possible events. In that the first question is number of faces written with A. So how many letters, how many faces have letter A? 2 faces will be having because 2 times the letter A has been mentioned. So letter A is 2. So the probability of getting letter A is equal to number of faces containing A divided by all possible events. Number of faces containing A is there are 2 faces, so write it as 2 divided by total number of events is 6. So for the first probability the answer is 2 by 6. The second question is what is the probability the face containing D? Out of 6 only one D is there. So containing D is only 1. So the probability of getting D is equal to number of faces containing D, that is 1 divided by all the possible events is 6. For the second probability the answer is 1 by 6. Moving on to the last question of this session. Suppose you drop a die at random on a rectangular region. Here the rectangular region is given. What is the probability that it will land inside the circle of diameter 1 meter? So we will drop a die inside this rectangular region, and what is the probability that it will fall, the die which we fall will move inside this circle? That is the question. Okay. Here in the diagram the length and breadth of a rectangle is given, that is 3 meter and 2 meter respectively. The length is 3 meter and the breadth is 2 meter respectively. And we have to find out the area of a rectangle. We know the formula of area of a rectangle, that is length into breadth. So length into breadth is 3 into 2, that is 6 meter square. So 6 meter square is the area of a rectangle. So diameter of a circle. So here diameter of a circle is 1 meter. If diameter is 1 meter, then radius is half of diameter, that is half meter. Okay. So next we have to find out the area of circle. Area of a circle is pi r square. So pi is 22 by 7 into r, radius is 1 by 2. So 1 by 2 into 1 by 2. 2 11s are, so it is 11 by 14 meter square. So 11 by 14 meter square is the area of a circle. Here we need to find out the probability of landing, the probability of landing a die inside the circle, inside the circle. So this can be found out by dividing area of circle by area of rectangle. Area of rectangle. So area of circle which we have found out, that is 11 by 14, and area of rectangle is 6. If we take it in reciprocal way, it will become 11 by 14 into 1 by 6, which is equal to 11 by 14 6 are 84 meter square. So this is the probability of finding out the die which falls inside the, for this probability 11 by 84th probability, it will falls inside the circle. I hope you understood this. If you have any doubt from question number 11 to 20, please comment me on this comment section.